Hey, what's up guys, it's Wes, and for my first Minecraft video in a long time, I'm going to be showing you guys how to change a button into an on-off switch, kind of like a lever works. So we all know how a button normally works, which is where if we place a button right here, and then we run a signal right here. If you press the button, the signal will go on for a second, and then turn off. Now if we use this little contraption that we've set up here, if you press this button, the door opens and stays open permanently. And you can turn it on and off, which is basically the same way that a lever works. And so it's all done using this little circuit right here, which I'm going to show you guys how to make right now. Alright, so we're going to start by building the wall that we're going to put the button on, and the door or whatever piston, whatever you want to put on the on-off button. And so I'm going to build it 3 high, just because that works for demonstration. And right about, let's say, here, I'm going to put the button. I'm going to mark it with some bricks so I remember where it is on the other side. So we have the wall with the button, and we're going to go around to the other side. And right where the button is, one to the left, we're going to dig 4 across under it. Then we're going to dig that block right here, and then the block directly under the button, we're going to dig 1 down and place a redstone torch down there. Then we're going to take 2 pistons, either sticky or normal, it doesn't matter, place them right on the outsides here. And then we're going to place a block over the torch that we just put down. Then we're going to take 2 blocks and place them under the button and to the right of it. And then we're going to take redstone torches and place them above the 2 pistons on the sides of the dirt blocks. And then we're going to take redstone and run it across between the torches. And so now what we've got here is we've got 2 pistons that are technically in the on position, but because they're both pushing on the same block, one of them is off and one of them is on. This one right here is off and this one's on. And so under it we've got this torch, and if we run a signal from the torch, we realize that it's off because the signal doesn't pass through the piston arm. So what's going to happen is when we press the button, it's going to turn this signal on, inverting the torches. So they're going to turn off for a second, which is going to cause both the pistons to turn off. And then when the signal turns back on, because it's a button, after it's done pressing it turns back on, or it turns back off, the piston with the block is going to push in and the other one is not going to push in. That's just what happens when 2 pistons simultaneously push in the same block. So when we press the button, you'll notice that this piston will push the block left and keep it there, and so that'll allow the signal from this torch to pass through and hit this circuit right here. So let's press the button, see what happens. So as you can see, this piston's now on and this piston's now off, even though both the torches are on. And this signal is now on, and it stays that way permanently. So if we run the signal over here, let's say we put a door right here, we have to turn the button off. Now when we press the button, the door opens permanently because of the position of this piston, which allows the circuit to stay on. Press it again, it's going to turn off and stay that way. And so right now you're probably like, wow, that's cool, but it's pretty useless because we have levers in this game. But there are a couple of uses for this. One of them being that it's a button, and so like if you're playing on a big server, people are going to intuitively think that a button just turns something on temporarily, and so they might not think that, like, if they're trying to, I don't know, invade your stuff and steal it or something, this kind of tricks people in a way, that in the sense that the button acts as a lever, whereas if they were to press a lever, they would expect the door to open. If they pressed a button, they would expect something like a piston to move or something along those lines. But other than that, there's also a functional use where we kind of have this dual functionality of the button now, where it's a lever in one sense where it can open the door like that, but it's also still a button. So if we place redstone down here or something, and I don't know, maybe we have a piston here, oops, the piston will still act as though a button pressed it. So we have now kind of this, like I said, the dual functionality of a button, where we have a lever and a button, so we can tell whenever the button changes state, which is really useful for a bunch of redstone inventions. One of which I'm going to be showing you guys next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to change a button into an on-off switch. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey, what's up guys, it's Wes again. Thanks for staying tuned to watch this update. Not going to be long, pretty short. I'm just going to talk about my channel for a little bit and what's going on with that. I didn't really need to make a new video for it. I could just put it at the end of this one, because it'll get more views that way and everything. But as you can see with the video earlier, oh wow, rain. I'm going to be making the tips that I used to make daily, weekly now. We've kind of moved places in our server. We're not on a new server, but we've transitioned to a new area where we kind of let all the people who build on our server just build their own thing now. We don't really have a collective base. So as you can see around me, there's some houses that people have made on our server. Oops. But yeah, so I'm going to be making the tips weekly now, and I'm trying to figure out how I can do server tours without them being too boring, because we don't necessarily make things every week. Maybe we make them every month, but that's a long span of time to wait for a tour. Maybe like every 2 weeks or something. And also, we're kind of growing short on players in our server. Very few play regularly. We have like 10 or 11 people that play like sporadically, just every once in a while. But we're actually looking for new players to play on our server. But there are a lot of rules in our world. It's a strictly vanilla, original Minecraft survival mode that's on the latest patch. We don't like. There are a lot of glitches that we don't allow. Things like the Ender Pearl duplication glitch. I'll ban you for that. I'll ban you for teleporting or like flying and stuff. And we don't allow any admin commands. But I'm not sure how we're gonna start like getting people to play on our server. But if you are interested in playing on a server that's like strictly classic Minecraft, with all the rules enforced, send me a message or something. I'll try and get back to you. But other than that, yeah, tips weekly, tours in the future, and I think that's about it. I'm going to be doing maybe some videos in the future on Guild Wars, because I've been getting ready for Guild Wars 2, filling up my hollow monuments and everything. But that's aside from Minecraft, and that's probably in the distant future. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll watch my tips in the future.